Lawrence Moten passing away yesterday at the age of 53. And Coach, we always enjoy having you on. I'm sorry it's under these circumstances, and I know this must be awfully difficult for you, so thank you for a few minutes of your time. How are you holding up, first and foremost?
Well, I wanted to come on because I've been thinking about this for 24 hours now. I don't think anybody, even the greatest fans, realize just how good Lawrence Moten was. I mean, I sometimes don't think about it enough. I mean, he never averaged less than 17 a game. He averaged 19 a game for 4 years. Nobody's ever done that here. We've had great players, really great players. And he did it, and you didn't know it. I've had many media people even tell me, I didn't know Lawrence had 22. I didn't know he had 19. I mean, he just did it, in a way that I just don't think we appreciate enough. I don't even know if I appreciate it enough. And big plays, big shots at end of games. I remember the Georgetown game was getting away here from us. We'd led the whole game. It was just getting away. It looked like we're going to lose this game. It was 15-point lead down to 2, and we're standing. We have nothing going on offense. There's probably 30 seconds to go, and, we're not getting a shot. It might even be 1 point, and he's at the 3 feet behind the 3-point line. He makes a little jab step, and he goes up, and I'm thinking, what? Whoa. We're going to be up 1. We're going to be up 1 and 20-some seconds to go. No, he makes it. And, they don't score. We win the game. And Villanova shooting a free throw to go up, I think possible to go up 3. They're up 2, and the camera went to Steve Lapis, who was the coach, and he actually was telling his assistant, "We're going to lose." He's shooting the one. We get a rebound, throw it to Lawrence in the corner. He doesn't even hesitate, just takes a 3, and we win. And but he just did things. Matt Park just sent me the box score from our Florida State game, his first start. And I didn't even want to start him. He was coming off the bench. He just didn't stand out in practice because he just didn't do that. And we're playing Florida State. They're a top 15 team, Edwards and Sam Cassell, and we've got 2 starters out. And he goes out and scores like 8 of the first 10, 12 points, gets 18 points. And I'm going to myself, this guy wasn't starting, and I just don't think anybody appreciates how good he was. I'm sure you're going to get some callers or something, but I mean, he was this guy. He was a great player, and he worked in the community with kids. Just unassuming guy, always around, support Syracuse, support things. But I really just today, I mean, he was an unbelievable guy. But the kind of player he was, I just don't think if you ask people to mention the best players that ever played here, they go down a list before they get to Lawrence. I mean, they do. Carmelo and Derek and Billy and Pearl, Sherman, they go down. I don't know when they get to Lawrence Moten. Yeah. And he should be in that list. He should be right with all of those guys, all of them. I mean, he was a great player.
Coach, I started the show today by saying I watched a highlight reel of his, and it was the least interesting highlight reel I've ever watched. It was just one dribble, step to the left, 3. He threw a behind-the-back pass that bounced off an opponent that came back to him, and he knocked down a 15-footer. He was dominant on the baseline, too.
Yes.
But the one thing he always did, he always had a smile on his face, and he looked like he was having fun playing the game.
He always did, and he just did what you said. Nobody appreciated it. I mean, the object is to put the ball in the basket in basketball. That's the object. I mean, and he did that better than anybody that's ever played here. That's what he did. Second all-time leading scorer in the Big East Conference. Nobody would have known that. And he was the leading scorer in the Big East Conference for like 25 years.
Yeah. Yeah, we
through all of them.
We put together a look back piece on his time at SU last night over at Channel 9, and we came across an old interview he did with us maybe about 5 years ago, and he was recounting a story. He said, one of the things I love most about Coach Boeheim is we would be in a timeout, and he would draw up this play, and we'd go, 1, 2, 3, cue, and we'd start to walk back on the court, and Coach would say, Lawrence, come back here, and he'd say, son, go get me a bucket, and he said, and I would do just that. He had a big smile on his face as he told us that story. Yeah, I mean, does that bring back memories for you? Telling Lawrence go get a bucket.
If I drew up a play, it was for him, and when I came out of the huddle, I said, "Get the bucket." And he would. I mean, he could do that from the very first minute that he played. And you have to understand, he was not recruited. Maryland did not want him. Georgetown did not want him. He went to a prep school, and we were the only school that offered him. And he went to the prep school, got his everything, grades and everything in order. And only then, after prep school, where he made all prep, everything, did people try to offer him. And we only had one scholarship. We were at 15 then. And I remember our AD at the time, Jay Crownham, not really a football guy, but a good guy, said, do you need this kid? I said, yeah, I think he's pretty good, but I didn't storm the doors down and say, hey, we got to have, but I wanted him, and I thought he could be good, but not, who he turned out to be. We just don't have enough appreciation for him. I just think that's 100% true, and just to lose him like this is just a terrible shock. It brings you back to a lot of things that you think about when something like this happens.
When did you first cross paths with Lawrence? How did you find him, and what was the recruitment of him like?
Yeah, Wayne Morgan recruited that area and liked him, and we liked him early when we saw him. We thought he could always shoot, a good shooter. He always was a good shooter, but he would just end up at the end of the game with his points, wherever he played, whether it was an all-star game, a high school game, an easy game, a hard game. At the end of the game, he's got 15 to 20 every game, and he made it look easy. It's never easy, but he made it look easy. And it's just, this is really, really hard. I mean, you don't prepare for something like this. When we knew Pearl and it had health issues and problems, so it was a little bit different. But this is just out of the blue, and we're all shocked. I had 200 texts in the last 24 hours or more. Yeah. Everybody loves Lawrence Moten. You can't not. I mean, I don't care what fans have favorites and not and all this, but he just could not appreciate what he did as a player and as a person. He just, he'd talk to anybody, I'm sure interviews and stuff, whatever you wanted, he would do for you. That's just who he is and what, and it's just really hard. Really, he's, I just can't really get over this right away. This is not easy. Yeah. It's a hard day, but we should all of us. There's a lot of Syracuse basketball fans out there that should be remembering him today.
Right. I'm sorry, Coach. I can hear the heartbreak in your voice.
Thanks.
I appreciate you coming on, and we'll let you go. And just know our thoughts are with you, and thank you for your time.
Thanks. Appreciate it, guys.
All right. Jim Boeheim joining us on the show. That's
great of him to do that for us.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough.
And I said it earlier. I don't think people realize he is their dad.